Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we ask, is Blanton's truly anyone's favorite? My name is Steve Akeley. I'm joined by my special guests, Darren McCroy and Lenny Eckstein. What's going on, guys?
Yo.
Hey-oh. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to be talking about blends. It's certainly highly coveted. People pay crazy prices for it. People stand in line for hours and hours and hours. It has to be their favorite whiskey, right, to do this kind of crazy stuff. We'll talk about that after the break and what the truth is. But for right now, Darren said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Darren?
So I know Steve's favorite group of food is vegetables. He loves every single one of them.
I do.
So I would like to know, what is your favorite vegetable, and do you just eat it raw, or do you like it cooked in a certain way? Okay. I can't eat this type of food without having this in it, or something along those lines.
Okay.
I do like this question.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll go first. Mine's easy. My favorite vegetable, I like macaroni and cheese. So mine's I like it prepared the traditional way. Lenny, how about you? What's your favorite vegetable?
Well, I would like to touch on yours, Steve, because I find that interesting. Like, it technically is wheat, and wheat grows. So, or maybe it's wheat. Maybe it's corn. I don't know.
Maybe it's corn. Same thing, though. No,
it's not a fruit.
But wouldn't those technically be grains? And so wouldn't they be like in the grain food category?
No.
Bread?
Well, don't ruin my mojo. Yeah.
Yes, but it's close, right? Like, I mean, it's not that far away.
Nobody's eating like canned corn and be like, I'm sorry, that's not a vegetable, sir. That's a grain. No one's doing that. You know it's true.
Yeah, corn does get to sneak by.
Corn is on so many things where it's considered a vegetable.
Corn I would accept. Wheat, I don't know if I would. I think wheat is borderline grain. Okay. Like corn, I think, is a vegetable technically by how people think about it. But
yeah. I think technically it is a grain, but again, it's treated like a vegetable. And So.
Favorite is a tough one, but I do have go-tos. Like, so somewhat boring, but one of my go-tos, broccoli, of course. I eat broccoli probably, at least 4
I like how you say you're not gassy, you're eating broccoli. That's a very gassy food.
What makes you think you have such a firm grasp on what foods affect one's GI
on the colorectal system of humans? It's pretty simple. They invented the internet. I researched this stuff. It's famous.
Maybe I try your own self-experiments, but I'm telling you, it's not the broccoli.
Okay.
But I'll say this, broccoli, fairly boring. Like, a lot of times I'll just steam it, toss it in a pan with some butter. Tasty enough. My kid protests. He doesn't love it. But broccoli is a go-to. I do like some asparagus. Can't be too thin, can't be too thick. It's got to be the right stalk structure.
Does not cause gas, but makes your pee stink.
That is true.
That one you're admitting to. That one you're
if something's a fact, I'll call it as it is. Sandwiches are boring and not worth eating. Okay. I like cauliflower. I used to not like cauliflower.
Also a gassy vegetable.
I like to slice it long ways or break it up and roast it.
Like a sandwich bread. Yeah.
Yep. Kind of, but like more, interesting. I like, what else do I do? Oh, I do like Brussels sprouts, but I can't stand the preparation involved in cutting off the stem.
Right. There's a lot of work
cutting
there.
in half. So if I can buy them pre-sliced, I'll do some pan.
Olive oil and sea salt.
Yep, in the pan or sometimes broiled. But man, I don't think you could find a vegetable that I don't like.
Man, I'm the opposite. I
Yeah.
struggle to find one I do like. Those Brussels
You know what?
made with the olive oil and the sea salt, that's about as close as interesting as I get. I'm not eating those damn things, but if I had to eat something,
My dad won't eat Brussels sprouts, and it annoys me because I'm like, God damn it! Like that's because you never got past saying I don't like Brussels sprouts when you were 5 years old. I don't believe that you don't like them, so he'll like kind of fake eating a little bite and be like, ugh, it's disgusting. I'm like, oh God,
he
no,
faked eat it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. Stop that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Darren, you asked the question. What's your answer?
I really like spinach.
Ah,
I like cooked
terrible.
spinach. Like people put spinach on their pizza and all that. I don't like that. I just like raw spinach.
Raw.
And then
spinach
peppers are always
was one of the things that ended my vegetable career. So my dad famously decided a couple times he was just going to make me eat my vegetables because I was one of those kids that didn't like his vegetables. And 2 times he got me and this was like, all right, well, there's the easy way to do this. You can sit there and eat it, or I can force you to eat that. And that was one of those things. And I won't get into the details. Let's just say things got a little messy at the kitchen table that day. And and that happened. That was the first one. Then there's another one after that. And then it was just like, fuck it. Just let him go. I don't give a fuck. He'll either eat him or he won't. I don't care. If he gets the scurvy, that's what they're threatening for when you're a kid. Then he's a goner, whatever. So
Spinach is a good one, but it's a weird one for me because if I see it on the menu at a restaurant, while I very much want it, I don't order it because I don't trust that restaurant's ability to deliver a quality piece of spinach.
This is true.
Yeah.
And I think if something's going to make me sick, it's going to be that questionable spinach.
Yeah.
I guess
I
that's
steer away
right.
at restaurants.
My dad, the one that he was trying to feed me was that canned spinach, which I would think has got to be at the bottom rung of spinach.
Yeah, that's not high.
I don't fuck with canned spinach.
Oh God. Oh, that and beets he got me with. He decided I was going to after the spinach incident. He's like, well, we can do it I'm not. You're not going to break my will, kid. Let's dance again with these beets, and it got worse. As bad as the spinach was, it got worse with the beets, and that ended it. Then he walked away. Whose spirit got broken? His. I won.
So, Lenny, I have a sandwich-related question. So, do you like lettuce wraps? Like, if they put a bunch of stuff in a lettuce wrap, is that something that appeals to you more?
That's an interesting question. So, I will rarely order that, but if Amy happened to order it, I'll be like, all right, fine, I'll eat one. But I don't approve of it because I don't think it's a quality substrate for delivering, the interior of that wrap.
That's because sandwiches are better.
And again, not all sandwiches are bad. It just has to be done right. So a good piece of bread is going to beat out that lettuce wrap all day. Okay. It just can't be basic. I wouldn't eat, give me a basic ass sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, right?
Yeah.
I would never put peanut butter and jelly on lettuce.
Okay. That I can agree with because that seems like a serial killer type thing.
You're from the Northeast. I mean, let's not forget you're Philly.
Mid-Atlantic, but yeah.
Yeah. When you live in Missouri, Philadelphia is the Northeast. Yeah. Okay. Whether you accept that or not, that's
fair enough. We disagree, but okay.
Yeah, we disagree. But I'm right. So Fluffer Nutter. Did you ever eat the Fluffer Nutter sandwich growing up?
I did not. And then I would have. I've got a weird, I don't know about you guys, but I think that I try not to dislike any food in terms of I might not eat something, but I try not to be I don't like the taste of it.
Yeah, sandwiches.
Peanut butter is one that I can't stand.
You would think as a vegan you'd like that.
Well, again, not a vegan, but I'm quite certain that whatever peanut butter tastes like to me, tastes totally different to you guys.
Well, I get that. I understand that because that's how vegetables are for me. It's I'm not trying to be cool by not eating vegetables. I can't eat them. I don't like them. You're not tasting what I am.
I'm sure your doctor loves it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
so keep not eating vegetables, Steve. Super healthy.
Not eating vegetables.
So if it was a lettuce wrap with some fish, some nicely smoked salmon, let's say, for example, and some peppers, and then some nice sauce, horseradish base of some sort, would you rather have that on lettuce wrap or in a sandwich form?
So on good bread is always going to win flavor wise. It's the contents have to be, everything has to be well done. And again, a sandwich is not wrong unless it's a basic ass sandwich.
Sandwiches are great. You just heard Lenny say it. End of segment.
It's got to be of quality and well considered.
That's not how he feels. And what bothers me about Lenny is he judges on stuff that he doesn't eat. So if I'm like, I enjoyed a really good turkey sandwich, you'd be like, nah, that's too basic. You don't even eat turkey. So how do you know what's a good basic turkey sandwich? Yeah. Yeah, but it's been a long time ago. At this point, you passed up not eating that stuff over eating that stuff. Yeah. So at some point,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you've been vegan for longer than you have not been vegan. So, yeah. Didn't you one time have a great chef feed you some stuff that wasn't vegan? It was meat, and then you got to eat it just because to your credit, you ate the stuff because it was like, this is a special opportunity. This chef has prepared this for me. Yeah. You're like you don't have such lofty principles that you're like, I gotta get out of this. No, you were just like, you ate it, right?
Yeah. I mean, there were a few instances. That one that you're speaking of, it was, what's that guy's name? Jose.
No,
I forgot his last name. Rosenberg?
Who's the guy who does the bacon in Denver? I forget that guy's name.
That might be the guy that you're talking about. It's in Boulder, but he's got a place called Black Belly.
Yeah, that's him.
Jose. Yeah, that was him. And he made bison tongue pastrami.
Yeah.
Little like mini sandwich bites.
Ooh.
So I took it and ate it, and it was actually it was quite good, but it's just not going to be a go-to. It's I got to draw lines and decide rules for myself.
I do think it was cool that you ate it though. You weren't like I'm vegan, but
I did that once.
He's not
I felt
vegan.
like a fucking idiot.
Really?
So I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Oh, because who cares? It's not. I'm not standing up for animal rights. I'd shoot a cow. I don't care.
You're doing it for health and your personal tastes. I mean, that's
yes, and
combination of those two things.
Yeah, that's kind of that. And I think the general preparation of most meats, I do not care for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, yeah.
In case anybody was wondering.
Yeah, there you go. Big animal rights activist, Lenny Eckstein. So. All right. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? I'm going to go first because I'm going to be basically bowing out. I've got Evan Williams, 12-year-old, the red label, export only. But why I'm bowing out is it's a screw top. They don't. This is not a cork on there, so that's a screw top.
That was a pretty good screw off, though.
Yeah. So it was a very nice screw off. So yes, I get an award for best screw off of the year. So all right. Looks like you're ready to go there, Mr. Darren.
I have some Deer Hammer Hickory Smoked Corn Whiskey. Smoking Hot Corn Pick.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. That's actually pretty good. That's good.
That.
For you, that's real good, actually. All right. What do you got, Lenny?
I've got an older bottle of Wyoming whiskey.
Okay.
Batch 87. 5 years old.
All right. Okay. Squeaky, sloshy, and not enough. Darren, you won one legit. You won it legit.
Nice.
There you go. Cheers, gang.
Cheers. I love losing the Deer Hammer.
Yeah.
There you do. You win either way. Yeah.
I threw that out for the intimidation factor so that Lenny knew he had to throw. He started looking around for all of his empty bottles he has sitting there. Oh, what's something that doesn't even have a cork on it?
Smart tactic.
Yep. All right. Well, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about blends. Is it truly anybody's favorite bourbon? We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky. Danny, though, you are between Jim and Victory. What do you got?
I have an Indiana rye,
Sure, Danny.
tumble dice.
Cumblebeiss. Yes, I love Cumblebeiss. I'm sure that's the name of the brand, Cumblebeiss. Sure.
Tumble
Let's hear the-
dice.
Oh, tumble dice. Okay.
Yes.
Let's
Freddie Mills of Ruse.
Okay. Freddie Mills of Fruits.
So we're about to pop it.
No, that was all desk is what that was. All desk, no pop. Jim wins. So Jim, you got it there, man.
Hey.
Congrats, Jim.
Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
Oh my God, this is horrible.
All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Steve Akeley, joined here by Darren McCroy and Lenny Eckstein, and we're talking about Blanton's. Do you guys think that it is really anybody's favorite bourbon?
It is 100% my favorite bourbon.
Okay.
To make fun of.
Now we found, okay. There, see.
I enjoy making fun of it. I don't enjoy it's okay, but it's no one. I don't think it's anyone's favorite.
I think if it is, it's someone that's relatively new in their whiskey journey, and they've been able to secure some. Maybe they've paid crazy prices, and they think it's cool that they've got it, and they want to give a cool answer if you ask them what's your favorite, and they're like, oh, I like the Blantons, of course. So I think it's, if you are hearing that, it's an indication that this one's pretty new to this, and they're wanting to give us an answer we think is going to be cool. But yeah, I think that's the only case where someone might say it's my favorite. What do you think, Lenny?
Yeah, I agree with all of that. And what kind of bums me out is that it's gotten to this point, because I don't want to speak ill of really any, how do I put
Right.
this? Like, I don't want to say any Buffalo Trace product, because I'll speak ill of, like, I guess Wheatley vodka or Fireball for sure. I'm sure Wheatley vodka is fine as far as vodka goes, but I don't want to speak ill of it. I mean, rewind 6 years ago or so, and I would grab a bottle, like, this stuff's, plenty enjoyable. The price is reasonable at, like, what was it, like $50 or something, $40. It wasn't that much. I do agree with, like, it will be, someone who's trying to impress their business associates, or their friends or their family who collectively know very little about the product.
Right.
And again, like, I don't want to say it's not good, but
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what? blind, you guys would not pick that over. I could pick 5 bottles under $30.
No.
Right.
I just don't think blind you're picking blands.
I think so too. I think so too. I mean, you look at the proof is low. I mean, so 93 proof.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it shouldn't be anybody's favorite. It really shouldn't. And when you combine the price, I mean, I think it's barely good enough to be considered. It's like $60. It's barely good enough to be a $60 bourbon at this point. If they take the MSRP up much higher, it doesn't even get to that point. I don't think. I think they're. Yeah. And at the inflated prices, it's definitely not. It's not $100 bourbon. It's not $150. It's not a $200. It's not a $300 bourbon, which is all prices I've seen. $300 and less I've seen, and it's not any of those at MSRP. Okay, yes. After that, no.
I mean, I don't think you can make that happen with all the marketing in the world. Yes, it's a beautiful package. Yes, it's smart that you can collect the bar tops, but I don't think that's what happened. I think lightning strikes sometimes. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe like 99 out of 100 people disagree with me, but I think it just was a weird phenomenon, and it continues to be. And good for Buffalo Trace for being the result of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got to be happy. And to their credit, what I always like about Buffalo Trace, and again, maybe it's just they found, and maybe they're just terrified. I'm sure they'd like to make more money off all this stuff, but they haven't really raised the prices on most of their stuff. I mean, a couple things, and Blanton certainly has raised over the last couple of years, but not to the crazy. I mean, what Whistlepig did. I mean, Boss Hog used to be a $150 bottle. Now it's a $500 bottle. And the idea is we're cutting out the secondary market, and Buffalo Trace certainly could do that with a lot of their products. They could raise them up. I mean, if they said the Pappy line's doubling, they'll still sell all of it, and they're making twice the amount of money, right? I mean,
yeah.
So I don't know why they don't do that, but I think they're just in this weird place where they're so coveted. They're like, if we mess with one thing, it probably could have a domino effect where lose interest in all of our stuff. I guess that's all I can think of. I don't know.
Yeah,
who just want to make more money in the world?
But it's interesting because, there was a time, and maybe it's still that time, where like a craft brewery that sold to, whatever, Anheuser-Busch or whoever, the craft crowd was like, those sellouts, I'm not going to buy their product anymore.
Right.
I mean, if Buffalo Trace doubled or quadrupled the price of, BTAC, I don't think anybody's going to call them sellouts and refuse to buy it.
Right.
If it's on the shelf double or even 4 times.
Yeah.
They're going to still say, thank you, can I have another?
Yeah. that stuff still to this day is an MSRP of about $100. And like you said, if they made it 400, they'll still sell all of it that they've got. Everything it's about $7,000 bottles of each approximately, and that's give or take. Some of them are less than that, some are more. But they'd still sell all of it, every single one, and it would still be coveted, and it would be gone off retailer shelves as quick as it came in.
I don't even think it would catch any side eyes. I don't think anybody would be like, "What's going on here?" They'd be like, "Done, thank you, take my money."
Yes,
it's back to proper what it should be, probably, with the rest of the whiskey market.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Yeah, this is true.
So, I have a hypothetical question for you two. If two people walk into, let's say, Deer Hammer and say, well, my favorite bourbon is Blanton's. I love Blanton's. And then someone else walks in and says, my favorite is Weller 12. Which person will you respect their opinions more? The Blanton's or Weller 12?
I mean, I think the disrespect is in equal quantities. I mean, I had that happen the other day. Not that exact scenario, but I did have a guy I know come in and say, I only drink Blanton's. I don't really. He was like, you guys are doing a pretty good job, but usually I only drink Blanton's. I don't, while I will disrespect people via Google reviews, I will not disrespect someone who comes in and says something, because what it really is that like, you're trying to flex. That's cool. I like flexing, but it's my angle is always gonna be like, that's cool, man. That stuff's tasty. We do something so different that you're not gonna find much commonality. So if you want to drink some stuff, here we go.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with what you're saying there for sure.
I just think I would lean to agree with the Blanton's person more than the Weller 12, just the way I am. I openly don't really like Weller.
Weller 12 is pretty good. Yeah, Weller 107 is
Not
really
my
good.
favorite. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's fine. We hold it to a high regard, I think, because of how much people clamor for it. But on its own, it's decent. It's good. It's a
It's decent.
fine product, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. If you can find any of the Weller line at its MSRP, it's a phenomenal deal. I think even Special Reserve at $22 is a phenomenal deal. I think.
Yeah.
But it's not at $50. It's not at $100. I mean, it's craziness that happens out there. So yeah. But Blanton's, there you go. There's our look at Blanton's. We feel that it sounds like as a group collectively, and probably anybody who's really into bourbon, don't go crazy for the stuff. I mean, there's better stuff to be had out there for sure. And you don't look as cool as you think you do when you're posting that stuff on Instagram. I think that's what they're ultimately after, is they want to look cool to people, and I don't think you do. Particularly, as so many people, Lenny, come into our place, and not only do they say that Blanton's is one of their favorites, they found a bottle for $200, and I had to get it. I would be embarrassed. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If I spent $200 on that, I'm not proud of that.
I'm not bragging about it.
No.
Yeah, you're spot on. But then when you say that, I have to think to myself, do I do that with other things that I'm not aware of? And I might say it, and the guy that I just walked out of their shop from was like, "That fucking idiot."
Yeah.
Well, embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for him.
Well, that happens in everything. I mean, Darren thought he was throwing a flex out there the other day to a beer drinker saying he loves Spotted Cow. And it's the same type of thing where if you're really into beer, Spotted Cow is, that's kind of every person's secret thing who's really not enough into beer to know any better. So, I mean, I guess that stuff's out there when you're dealing with people that are really into something. And we're really into bourbon. So I think it gives us a little bit different view versus the world at large. I mean, you go into your office and you're like, guys, I love bourbon. Matter of fact, I'm a big time Blanton's drinker. That's really all I have. And then everybody who in your office doesn't drink bourbon, they look at it online. They're like, shit, that stuff's hard to get. That's cool, man. He's a Blanton's drinker. And then they tell, their spouses, and hey, I got a guy at the office. He drinks bourbon. And they're like, what does he drink? He's like, this guy only drinks Blanton's. And they're like, shit, man, he's a baller. That guy knows what he's doing. Yeah. So I guess that's how that shit happens. I think. I don't think it doesn't impress us. It doesn't impress people who are really into it, but there are people out there it does impress.
You know what I do that I can't let go, but I say it as nicely as I can, but I do like to kind of catch people on this. And this is just me being a dick. When somebody tells me what their favorite product is, and it is simply a product from a non-distiller producer, I always have to lightly drop oh yeah, it tastes pretty good, but it's because it's made by a really big distillery that makes really awesome stuff, and then they buy it and they put it in their own bottle, and they look at me with the same look every time with this what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
And then they're like, wait, what do you mean? And I'm like, well, they don't have a distillery, and it's like I deflated them, and the conversation usually ends right there, and they don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah. There's certainly a lot of that stuff that goes on, and again, we have to be respectful that not everyone lives for the stuff like we do. And I don't know that we would say that we live for it, but that's just the world we live in because we're into it. So we talk about it. And yeah. So on that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at the Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me deflating the hopes and dreams of NDP drinkers. You can find the rest of Deer Hammer on Instagram at Deer Hammer, on the web at deerhammer.com, where you can order our bottles shipped right to your door. And you should totally come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
Yeah. And you know what? That Sealbach money, so much he doesn't even have to even talk about it anymore. It's like, oh my God, so much Sealbach money's rolling in. Who cares? I don't even have to promote this. It just handles itself. So yeah, Sealbach too.
Check that out. I take breaks from promotion sometimes.
All right. For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. The important website, though, is abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Maybe you're doing a summer road trip this year. Over 3,000 shows you can listen to. That'll take you across the U.S. about 5 or 6 times. So check us out online, abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us while you're doing that road trip. We are in Arnold, Missouri, which is a St. Louis suburb. We'd love to chat with you about bourbon. and judge you on your Blanton's drinking. So check us out online at abvbarrelshop.com.
We won't judge you till you leave, though.
So
you can rest assured.
We'll pat you on the back, and then as he's leaving, then we'll be like, "Whoa, geez, Blanton's dude." So yeah, those people come in. I mean, we had one come in the other day. They just came in to look for the Blanton. So yeah, it's crazy to me, wasting your time driving around to shops looking for Blantons. It's not going to happen, and if it does, get your wallet out because it's going to cost you. So, all right. If you like what we're doing, please give us a 5-star review with comments. It helps new people find the show. That's pretty darn important to us last time I checked. And please get involved. Head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Later.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.